So if you've been listening to the new Taylor Swift album on repeat, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, if you've been wondering, I wonder what a cake that looked like this album would be like, you're in the right place, because today I'm going to show you how I made a cake inspired by Taylor Swift's Evermore. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new around here, hi, I'm Natalia Lima, owner and founder of Curious Cat Bakery. Now before I was feeding thousands of people the best desserts they've ever had, I was actually just another clueless vegan googling recipes and eating a lot of bad and dry cake. So now that I've cracked the code, I find it my mission to not only feed you, but to teach you how you can do the same. So if you're into that and you want to know how to bake amazing things that don't taste vegan, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out. Now let's get to the Taylor Swift cake, shall we? So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I actually did a folklore cake too, and that was a cinnamon cake with a whiskey buttercream and a caramel waterfall that reminded me of the cardigan kind of look of the video. So for this album, I thought, let me see what captures the essence of Evermore. So when I was thinking of flavors for this cake, I decided on lemon, which captured the bright notes of the album, the cardamom, which brings the warmth and more of the low notes, and then of course I had to go with a white frosting because the whole album to me has a wintry vibe to it. If folklore was fall, Evermore is definitely winter. Plus, I decorated it with some frosted rosemary because I don't know about you guys, but when I think of witchy places like the one in Willow, a wintry forest is definitely it. So this is how I did it. These are the ingredients you're gonna need: all-purpose flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, ground cardamom, salt, almond milk, canola oil, and some lemons that you're going to juice and use the zest of, and some lemon extract. And I'll have this whole recipe in the link below. We'll get to the frosting and the decorations later. Start by mixing our dry ingredients in a large bowl. Then in another bowl, we'll add our wet ingredients. Here's where you're gonna add the lemon zest as well. Pour the wet mixture over the dry and fold it until combined. Then you're gonna grease 2 pans and bake at 350 for 20 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean. So then we move on to the frosting, and like I said, I needed that to be white to really show that frosty, wintry look of the whole album. Especially songs like "'Tis the Damn Season" and "Champagne Problems" to me are super wintry. Now I'm curious, what are your favorite songs of the album? Make sure you drop it in the comments below because I want to compare notes here. Now let's get to the frosting. You're gonna need some vegan butter. I use Earth Balance every time. I think it works the best. And some powdered sugar that you're gonna make sure is sifted before you pour into that stand mixer. So for the folklore cake, I added some whiskey in there because the whole thing just felt like it. And for this one, I needed something special too. So we're gonna need some bourbon for this guy. First, you beat the butter in a stand mixer until it's smooth. Then you'll gradually add the powdered sugar. Like I said, make sure it's sifted before you do it, otherwise the buttercream will split. And finally, we'll add the bourbon. Once that buttercream is put together, we're gonna assemble it. Then to finalize it, I wanted this cake to have a similar look to the folklore cake. After all, sister albums ask for similar sister cakes, right? So while the folklore album had a caramel waterfall, I wanted this to have a drizzle waterfall as well. So we're gonna make a lemon bourbon drizzle. Then I finished it off with some frosted rosemary sprigs, some frozen blueberries, and then just a little bit of crushed chocolate chips, just to give that final woodsy look to it. And I wrote on it. You don't have to do it, but I decided to. So there you go, there's your Taylor Swift Evermore inspired cake. Now if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And I will have the recipe, the full recipe with all of the ingredients and the how-to of how to make this cake in the description below. There's a link in there. You put in your email and you'll get that recipe in your inbox ready for you to get started in the kitchen. Now in the meantime, if you want to check out some other videos, maybe try this one where I did some Harry Potter inspired treats for a pop-up with a bakery, or this one where I explain the basics of vegan baking. I will see you on the next video. Until then, stay curious.